Early start. Happy Friday, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Hope the audio's working. Hope everybody's doing good. If you're hearing me, it's a thumbs up. If you're seeing me, it's a thumbs up. I don't know, double thumbs up, something like that. I assume we're all here together. It's virtual happy hour time. It's that time where what we do is we do this. We do it in three, two, one. Let's roll the open. Here we go. Yes, we're rolling. It's early start time. Got to roll. This has been a real crazy week to get all these shows done because there's just not enough hours in the day. And yesterday, uh, had to get up at 5 something just to get it all done. It's ridiculous. So anyway, I have a show at 6. Talking Baseball Australia show got moved to Friday, so we had to jump into this early and hopefully get it done as fast as I can. For the two folks that are watching out there. So one of those two folks watching out there is my mom, who will join us off the top because we got to get rolling here. Hope you guys are doing good on a Friday. I do know it's Friday, Mom. How are you? How's your Friday? Are you surviving? And I have no idea. I kind of wasn't sure what day it was till like an hour ago.
Well, if I didn't have a Zoom, I wouldn't know what to do. I'd be out of luck, I guess. But I had to meet with the lady on Zoom to discuss we're having a radio fundraiser. I don't know if I said that or not.
Yeah, I think you did the other day. Yeah.
For our Council on Aging, and we've hired her. She's a retired person for fundraising, and so I had to talk with her about my contacts and who to contact and their names and their livelihoods. We want big bucks, So
Right.
there you go. Because it's costing us $10,000 to the radio station, but we get a week before some play, and then last week of October we get every day.
How long is the campaign? How long is the campaign for that price? Just out of curiosity.
Well, it's a lot of stuff. I mean, it really is a bargain. But they have 4 radio stations. It's not just one.
Yeah, no, I know. I just know radio's not cheap anymore. It's just
we're getting a week, 7 days of DJs covering recordings of our clients, recordings of various and sundry people that are going to be helping sell us, and so and all for that price. So what can I say?
Oh, it's good. No, it's good. That's about the going. I mean, I remember $10,000 in 2000 when I was at 105.3 would have been a huge buy for like a month, but now the radio is so expensive. Well, I mean, it's just changed. I mean, there's inflation with anything else. So
sure, yeah, but, Well, we're going to try it because it's the best virtual thing we can come up with.
Sure,
that's different. Nobody. There's been 1 or 2 people in South Company. I mean, or nonprofits in South Bend that have done radio. Another group. This is the Midwest Broadcasting Group.
Right.
So they have, I think, 4 stations of sports and 3 others, and they each hit a different genre or age group. Old people, to more modern. So it'll cover a lot of stations. It's like, it's really cool that's more. They have a whole lot of stations, and it so happens that their marketing person is in Elkhart a lot. He belongs to the Rotary, so we probably got a bargain. I'm thinking for all that we're getting, but it sounded like a heck of a lot to me.
So your Council on Aging. What is this event? What is the event you guys are doing?
That's it.
But what is the event though? What do y'all
raising money?
Okay, your fundraiser. Is it like are y'all doing I mean, what's the fundraising? I guess what's the word for? What's the fundraising timeline? I guess.
Well, it's we get a little pre-coverage the week before. It's the last week in October, and then the last week in October is when we are covered during the day when most people might be listening. And also, the October 31st is our 45th anniversary, so it kind of fits in with our anniversary, yada yada yada. So anyway, it's
Gotcha.
but we spend an awful lot of time. People don't realize, the people that don't do the people that do the grunt work, like me and the staff, and the person who's in charge. We spend a lot of time on Zoom. So
Yes, I know all about grunt work.
yeah,
I'm a
so
one
anyway,
man band, so
well,
I spent this afternoon doing something extra that I'm doing for free anyway. It's amazing. So I totally
well,
get it, Mom.
well, I do a lot of extra. Yeah, I think that happens more with nonprofits than the sector that you're in, but
Yeah,
and
the
it shouldn't
baseball
be that
teams.
way. But you
Yeah,
know
well,
what? The good Lord above recognizes your efforts. So, and
I hope
that's
so. I hope so. I'm doing something for the league. I was doing we did our steakhouse interview with Chris Brown, and I went back and put some cover video with it, and that took a while, and all that. And then I had to shoot an intro, outro, and this is just extra stuff that I'm trying to spice up the T-Bone's presence on the American Association TV site, a league we're not even playing in this year. So
yeah.
just
Well,
trying,
why
just trying a
not?
little something, a little
Yeah,
something.
yeah. Hey, keep the name out there. Keep the presence there. That's important. And that's our big push for Council on Aging. This is the first time we've had a huge Facebook presence. We have every day we have something different. We have a intern from Butler University that's going to graduate in December, and she's outstanding, and this is her field, and she's redoing the. Maybe you should hire her. She's doing uh, you know, Facebook postings, LinkedIn, YouTube. I don't know what all she's doing. I only look at Facebook. So there you go. So and she's getting great experience, helping a nonprofit. And the beautiful thing, and I'm kind of on my preaching pulpit, I guess, but the beautiful thing is that when this pandemic started, we were told in lots of the webinars we attended online that 40% of the nonprofits were going to go up down the tube. Well,
Ew.
we're still kicking, and we made it through our year with money in the bank, so to keep our services going. So we feel real fortunate, and it's not because of anything I did. It's just the fact that we've got some really active people um, uh, taking care of this. So anyway, I'll get
Well,
off.
it's
So
interesting. It's interesting you said it because our pastor sent out a just update today, and I remember when back in March and Gamer and I were talking this the other day on the way back from Arkansas, and we went on spring break, and uh, actually I subbed at Prince of Peace the week TCA the week before they went on spring break, and they were the week before we went, and then the last day before Prince of Peace went on, I subbed for them. But next day we went out of town, went to Belize. We came back, and she kind of thought, well, it might just be a week to 10 days. And I remember saying, oh, well, we'll be back in church by Easter and maybe an extra week off. She hadn't been back to. I mean, she's been to campus to get her supplies, but they might even have class again in September or August for crying out loud. I mean, in
yeah,
class. So this thing is rolled right along. So the fact that you guys are still kicking
yeah.
is amazing. I mean, that's an amazing, just a real. That's a real big tip of the cap to you, Mom. What you guys have done. So
Well, I got elected for the second term as president, so I don't know. I guess I did something right, but it takes more than one person to push the cart. So there you go.
yeah, that works it that way. So
Well, you tell Kevin that there's a mandate by dictator Governor Holcomb in Indiana, but it's they're not going to penalize, but they're yeah. So he's not alone.
yeah, well, we hit the one in Arkansas. We've had it here. I mean, I
Yeah,
mean, I went and got a haircut yesterday and shave and all that, and I mean,
it's pretty hard to shave with the mask on, isn't it?
yeah, it was interesting. Got to do this and then do this, pull over here. It was, but the thing was, I mean, everybody. There was no there was no one not wearing one. There was no one just saying, "Hey, I'm not going to wear." Everybody was doing it, and
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
was just
Well,
kind of, yeah.
Wednesday I got a pedicure and a facial. Well, obviously I can't get a facial with the mask on. So my facial person, she wears a shield and a plastic shield and a mask while she's doing my, facial. And then we go back to the mask to do a pedicure. So, we have to take those precautions
No, no, no doubt.
whether it's good or bad or indifferent. We have to mind our P's and Q's. And by the way, I don't know if my sister will be on, but she was ecstatic about our family Zoom. Christabel was so excited because she's only met you and uh, Gay Marie and no one else in the family. And she loved every minute of it. She was so excited. And so
Yeah, it
that
was
was,
a good time. It was a
yeah,
good
it
time.
was. So
Not often you can do a Zoom call with a cold adult beverage in a pool.
yeah, isn't that the truth?
Yeah,
Well,
I
I
mean,
wasn't. You know me, I wasn't jealous of that. I would
no,
have been a cold adult beverage by the side of the pool. That would
yeah, I
have been
mean, in
okay.
the pool, I mean, it was great. I mean, it was great. But yeah, that was a good time, and
Yeah,
yeah, I'm glad you had a good birthday. It was a good time for everybody. So
yeah.
awesome, Mom. Well, glad
Okay,
you're doing good.
I'll move over to. Hey, I want that big guy Kevin to be on here. I like to see his face every now and then. Make sure he's keeping it up.
he, he's keeping it up. He's all over Minnesota. I saw him online again last night.
Well,
But
you tell him I'm jealous.
all right, I
I'll
will.
tell him he knows now. Here we
All
go.
right.
Bye.
Love you, Mom. There you
Love
go.
you too.
Mom
Bye.
Cam. There we go. Mom joining us live from Indiana. Always enjoy. She leads, I'd like to lead off of the show. Fitting on opening day. This is opening day number 2. I mean, yesterday was opening day technically, but see, opening day is when your team opens, not opening day. I don't care what these baseball people say. Yesterday was not, it was opening day for Major League Baseball, but that's not my team. My team's not Major League Baseball. Now I like the Dodgers, so that would have counted, but I could care less about the Yankees and Nationals. I mean, I don't care. Those are teams that are so far out of my strike zone. I don't care. I mean, unless the Yankees want to hire me as a play-by-play guy, I doubt that's going to happen. Nationals, maybe. My next live. Now, anywhere like in this parts, Royals, Rangers, I'm all in. So when your team opens, like for my Kansas City brethren, today's opening day. Happy opening day for us Ranger fans in Texas, and happy opening day. And of course, the Dodgers opened up last night. The Giants, those folks already had opening day. It's the weirdest opening day ever. The weirdest opening day ever, ever, ever. And I'm going to bring my wife on just a moment. There's never been, as I see Miller Time out there, never been anything like it. There's never been anything, never. I mean, you've had, and here's a crazy ass stat for you. And I got this from CJ Nikowski, who's a Rangers play-by-play or Rangers color commentator in the broadcast. The Rangers have had in their history since 1972 the old ballpark in Arlington, Rangers, the old ballpark, the old Turnpike Stadium. They had the new ballpark that was the new old ballpark, opened '94, and this new ballpark, this new Globe Life that's got the retractable roof. Now, all those 3 stadiums have one thing in common, besides the last 2 were, well, one of them was really still in great shape. They all began on a shortened season, whether it be a strike, or whether it be strike or labor strike, or in this case, a late start because of pandemic. And as I look at the screen here, the Mets and Braves are playing right now, and Mr. Met and Mrs. Met, I assume it's Mrs. Met, are dancing in the stands with masks on. There's no fans. No one in the stands. So speaking of fans, let's bring her in. The lovely and talented wife is on the line, as she just followed that very same link that I just put up on the screen there. And what are you doing there, wife?
Live taking out the trash.
How was that?
What do you mean?
Well, how was taking out the trash?
Hot.
Hot. Did you realize today was the first baseball game for the Rangers? Did you realize that?
I know. I saw that they were putting like cardboard
Yes.
fans in the stands.
I'm looking at the Mets game right now, Mets and Braves, and they've got these little cardboard cutouts. Now, not everybody's doing that, but most teams, the Dodgers did it last night, and but the Yankees didn't do it. The Yankees had a bunch of seats. I'm sorry, it was the Yankees. No, it was the Nationals.
Hang
The Nationals
on.
had a. What are you doing?
I'm putting a new trash bag in.
Oh, I lost you there.
No, you didn't.
Okay. The screen went blank. Yeah, the Nationals had a screen that just said the national screen just said the seat said Delta, the airline. So I guess the Delta Airlines got a nice little that. How about that?
That's crazy. You know what I don't like, and I'm happy to talk about Rangers opening day because that's great. But it seems weird that it's July and it's opening day. I mean, it just doesn't feel right if it's not like spring.
No, that's an April thing, late March. Yeah, you're right. No, there's no doubt.
Yeah. I'm gonna go back outside. But the funniest thing is really this whole Washington football team.
Oh, the football, yeah, because they're changing the name, right?
They changed it to the Washington football team. Like that's
temporarily, because they weren't. Well, here's the deal. They weren't prepared, obviously, for a name change.
Well, I don't care how stupid you are. You can come up with something more interesting than football team.
Well, I think what they're trying. Well, there's one guy that's got a bunch of the trademarks. Some fan of theirs bought a bunch of the trademarks of the Red Tails. Red Tails. The Red Tails honoring the Tuskegee Airmen of World War II. There's some other ones out there too. I don't know what they all were, but he bought those trademarks. So the Redskins had to negotiate with him, A, and then B, they got to come up with a name that they can work with, market, sell. The colors won't change necessarily, probably.
Team they can market.
Well, I don't mean they're bad, so they've been bad for a while, which is always good because it's a better world when they're bad.
I know. I tried to. They were doing like a little thing on Twitter, like what's a better name for him, and I typed in your famous, what you call them all the time, the foreskins.
That's what I do call them. That's what they are. That's what that team kind of reminds me of. That's what they're pretty much.
So
terrible.
They picked me up. I didn't get any kind of likes on that.
Imagine that. Imagine that. Good to see Jeff, Stephanie, Mary, Billy, all you guys out there. Yes, not good. Well, there's a lot. It just tells me, and I was talking to Paul Morgan about this the other day. They had no intention of A, changing the name, and B, doing it anytime soon until that everything happened back in May and June. And now that they've had to buckle to pressure, which I get it. Not saying it's that's not the point. They had, but the point is they didn't have any plan B. Yeah. They never thought they'd have to change their name, so they never had another name in the books. I mean, there's never. You always have a. I mean, there was. I do know this because I've been involved in this in baseball. I know that when you think about rebranding, you do bring up some names. You might even throw them out there to a test crowd or some fan groups or whatever just to see what'll stick. You just don't not have a plan. I mean, I can tell you right now, I know the T-Bones had plans to possibly have a different name if they had to. I mean, it's not like
so dumb about football team. Like it's a placeholder. Like then don't change it until you have a name. Tell all the fans we don't like it, but we're having to work through some issues. Give us a year, But I get the political reasons why they wanted it gone. I mean, I'm fine with that either way. I'm not going to get political about that, but it's just stupid.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, just show, like I said, they obviously had no plans on doing it until all that. And that's not that team. I could care less. Good to see Pete Lavin out there, buddy. So the big Braves are playing on TV right now. But yeah, I don't know. It's just weird. But see, it's the whole thing. It's just now they're like it's like when Prince changed his name to a symbol, and he was formerly known as. It's the team formerly known as is kind of what they are. That's what they are. Yeah. But yeah, I saw who was it that was somebody was pointing that out. It sounds like with those European soccer teams.
Yeah, like so and so football club. Like we're more creative than that over here.
Like Liverpool FC, or such and such FC or Sporting whatever. It's very very soccer. very
Yeah.
soccer oriented, man.
Then why didn't they call it Washington FC? That's more interesting than football team.
I don't know. I don't know. It's like, did you ever go to the store as a kid, maybe? And maybe they still do this. You go to the supermarket and you'd have the generic chips. It just said potato chips, like in a white bag. And then there was like the generic cola. It was a white can with some cola in black. Well, it's the same thing. This is a generic team. It's just they just be called team.
Then put little UPC barcodes on their jerseys and
just be
team.
Players. They're just called they're called football team.
On the back of all their jersey, it should say football player.
Let's see my what's that? Sorry, what?
On the back of all their jerseys, it should say football player.
So I'm saying, yeah.
Instead of a name.
Yeah, football player, football wide receiver player, man, lineman player, man, or whatever. But yeah, it's to be all team. Just team, or or maybe it's this space for rent on the back of their jerseys. I don't know. Where the name would go, where the logo would go. This place for rent. I don't know, but
we're going to interview football player from Washington football team.
But you remember those? But they used to have those generic, and I guess they still do. The generic. I mean, I guess you've got a Wally World, the ultimate generic toothpaste. Soap.
They could do a Saturday Night Live skit about this. There's so much potential, like nonsense.
Yes.
I'm
going to see Adam out there in Sydney this morning, or over there. I'll be doing Australia here a little bit. The Talking Baseball Australia show comes up in about an hour. We'll be doing a Breckian baseball show as we celebrate opening day number 2 of the week. Going to see Adam with her. Kevin says, Washington, lots of value. Yeah, there's lots of value. Actually, and seriously, you're right about that, Kevin. I don't have the list in front of me, but they are, I believe, a top 15 property worldwide in sport. So, I mean, they're up there. They're not obviously the top. Cowboys are, and Cowboys, Yankees, and I believe it's Manchester are the 3 biggies that are the 1, 2, 3 of sports properties. But the Redskins aren't far off. They've got a big sponsorship deal too with FedEx and all that. That played a lot into it too.
Stop calling them that. This football team. The football team.
I'm sorry. The football team in Washington. I'm sorry about that. Yes, the Washington football team.
Yeah.
All I know is a better time and a place when the Cowboys when they were both good. Yeah. But it's actually, I take it back. It's still a very good time that they're bad, because I enjoy even when the Cowboys are bad, they're still never as bad as those clowns. So that's always good.
That's true.
If the Cowboys play in the NFC East, you got to play all those 3 big northern boroughs and their teams and their knuckleheaded fans. So it's always good to see us nice, congenial Texans get the upper hand of those folks.
There you go.
All good. So what happened with dinner?
Well, I had a late afternoon snack and sabotaged myself, so now I can't have much for dinner. So the chili dogs got scrapped. And Caroline just ordered Uber Eats from Chicken Express, so she's out. So I don't know why.
To have her life. To have the college life and it's fast food and no caution to the wind. It doesn't matter.
I know. Anyway, so I was like, well, I needed to do something like, I was going to go get another one of the salad with the grilled chicken to do with the little buffalo sauce and have like a buffalo chicken salad and some fruit.
It sounds like a winner. So it doesn't matter. I'm not going to be able to come down I'm going to come down and get water and wash up my glass, and then I have to come back up again. So I got to set the light. Hadn't finished setting the lights up. They're sort of set up. They're not even set up yet. And I got to load everything back on the computer for the show. It's actually in about 40 some odd minutes, 50 minutes. Why not?
Okay. Well, maybe you should cut this short.
No, I'm going to go a few more minutes, but I want to kind of just chat there, buddy. Hope everybody's doing good and all that. So, yeah. What's that?
I'll sign off so you can say hi to everybody else.
Sign off so you can say hi to everybody else. All right, WD-40, there she is. Love you. There's my wife. Love her. She is the greatest of greatest. She is out in our normal setting, our virtual happy hour setting, usually is out in the patio, and that's where she is right now. And August is going to be a blast furnace here, so I don't know how much will be out there. You see the 20 in the corner. That's 120 days that we've been dealing with this nonsense. Now, of course, parts of the world may be a little longer, but by the way, somehow my chat's not working today. I don't know why it's not coming through, but it's probably my end. But anyway, I'm seeing you guys chat. I'm seeing it all coming in. But yeah, Adam, it's tough times over the world, man. It's weird. I was just talking to folks in Australia a couple times this week. Actually, twice. Just crazy times. But glad you guys are along. Happy opening day to your team. If your team opens today, if it opened yesterday, well, happy day late. Weekend plans for us, no idea. What do you do when there's nothing else you can go see in person? You can't go see a game. You can't go see a movie. Maybe the drive-in. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. I definitely hit the ground running back when we got back from Arkansas. I mean, really hit the ground running, and I spent an afternoon this project today that probably should have taken me as long, but it did. But it's not quite done. I'm going to shoot the end of it here in a minute, and I'll be ready to post. But just try to get it all done. But other than that, we will be shooting a cooking video. I do have a recipe, and it sounds sort of meh. And originally I thought it was kind of meh when I made it 8 years ago. But it's actually a rib in the oven, either a boneless rib. It could either be a country style boneless, or it could be a rib. Either way, and I will be shooting that sometime next couple of days. Speaking of guys who likes ribs, I guess he likes ribs. Kevin, what's up, mate?
Danny, my man, what's going on?
Oh man, I'm just sitting here wondering when we're gonna have opening day of the T-Bones. That's about it. How was the show this week? I haven't heard it.
Well, we had Chelsea Ladd on. She has a website, Dugout Dish. She lives in like the St. Louis area, and she's gotten really involved with independent baseball this season. And we had her on, gave her some airtime, and let her kind of plug her stuff, and had a pretty decent talk with her. So, but should I spill the beans on who the guest is next week?
I heard it might be somebody I know. Pretty well.
A very knowledgeable fellow from the Fort Worth area.
Huh? How about that? Interesting. So I should stay tuned.
Yeah.
Yes, there you go. See, Mom, Kevin's on now. Mom's all glad you're on. So, how's the baseball tour of the town ball been going? How many parks have you seen up there? Seems like you see a different one all the time.
I was just going to lay back today, but when Mom comes on and says I need to get my butt on the air, there's no question. I thought, okay, I guess I'm going live today.
Yeah, you got to go live. So I got baseball this weekend for you?
Well, tonight I'm heading to Dundas. That's be my second trip there this season. I think the tour's up to 19 different games and
wow.
15 different parks. So
tell me, and I don't think I've asked you this. You've talked about it a little bit. You showed me some photos, but are the concession items kind of pared down, but pretty cheap and pretty good? Is that how it works? I mean, maybe not the selection at a big league or a minor league game, obviously, but I would assume it's pretty daggum cheap and pretty daggum good.
Well, you're getting a beer for $3. If anyone's charging more, I have not seen it.
That's awesome. That is awesome. That's like yeah. I need to make the drive.
Hot dogs, maybe $2.50.
It's just the simple things in life, right?
Oh yeah.
I mean, $20 with change left over. I mean, you'll have money left over. That's like the 80s all over again. Damn.
Right. Some of these towns, you just go to the local pub for happy hour from like 5 to 7. Games usually start at 7:30. You talk about a cheap night out, you can't beat that.
No, you can't. That blows me away how cheap that is. That is phenomenal. I love that. So are these games though? I mean, would you compare them to to what? Would they be comparable to anything like any minor league, or is it college, high school, or?
I watched high school yesterday at CHS Field, and I can tell you it's a lot better than high school.
Really? Okay. Yeah, I
Really.
saw those photos at see. It looked like that is so weird. Where Kevin is in St. Paul, well, that's what CHS Field is in St. Paul. I'm used to seeing a place with 8,000 fans, and they got people on the field. There's like 12, not 12, that's wrong, but there's a scattering of folks there. That was still so bizarre to see that, Kevin. It's just, I mean, I was even amazed. I did the replay this week was the Joe Capietra's 1,000th win, and I remember commenting when we played that game. We started at 5. Remember how the crowd was set? It was light that day, but by 7 it was packed. I mean, I'm just not used to seeing that place with nobody in the stands. Crazy.
No, it was a little bit surreal. But the neat part was, I think I was talking to a parent or a family member leaving CHS Field, and he was just in awe. He's like, "This is so awesome that those guys got to play on that nice of a field. It's such a beautiful ballpark." And the stuff that you and I take for granted, we've been to
Yeah,
see.
yeah,
I've been home in the last so many years.
yeah. I'm not going to take for granted anymore. Like things like what's the bar across the street we go to sometimes, the rooftop bar. You know what I'm talking about, the one we've been up there a couple times.
The Ox Cart.
Yeah, I'm not going to take for granted going to the Ox Cart for a cold one, or riding the bus to Sioux City, or playing extra innings in Winnipeg, or having a rain out in Sioux Falls, whatever. I mean, I think initially in my first like 13, 14, really the first 4 or 5 years, but I think the last couple of years, you got such a spoiled groove that, boy, this is a great gig. You go, T-Bone's doing great. Going to St. Paul's great. And I think I kind of take it for granted. I will not let that happen again. I can tell you that. I miss it too much, man.
I just miss seeing everybody. It's next week I'll head up to Fargo. I'll get to hopefully catch up with Josh Buckles at some point. Yeah, I know he's going to be really busy with some other stuff. Jack Michaels, obviously, I'll get a chance to talk to Jack and see some folks up there. Jennifer Andrici, one of our
Yep.
photographers, my
Yep.
sports reporter, going to have dinner with her and her family on Thursday night. So, it'll be nice to get up there and just have
she's out of Fargo, right? She's out of Fargo?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Let me interrupt you.
So,
I make sure, yeah. Well, that's gonna be good. So you will get a better idea. You know what? I got to tell you too. This is we're just talking around the bar here, but you got to tell you if Major League Baseball is sort of the guinea pig for all the sports going forward, at least let's just say the colleges are watching right now. Say, okay, what's going right? I got to tell you, what the American Association has done so far, they've got it right. It looks like. I mean, it looks like they've got it right. I mean, granted, I wish there was more teams playing, but I mean, they've only had one game that's been COVIDed out. There's been no mass, nothing crazy. And then we're now long enough into this thing that it's a month into it that by now you would have the warning siren,
And yeah, there's been times where teams have tried to sign a player and they have to sit around and wait on COVID tests. In some areas, it's a little faster to get testing done than others. I know, like for the Saints, Sean Aronson was saying that since they got a little deal with the hospital up in St. Paul, they've been doing their testing up there and it's been getting done quicker. So, but yeah, like you said, only one game's been postponed thus far, and I haven't heard of any other weird situations that have gone on. So,
And this is with fans. I mean, I've watched enough of the Hot and Granted. We're not talking about 100,000 people, but I've watched enough of these videos and these highlights of these games that, I mean, you've got some people. These are not just empty seats. There's people there. I mean, that's granted. The numbers aren't great in Sioux Falls, but but this seems like Fargo's got good crowds. And when I saw from Chicago, Milwaukee, they had people there. So no one's catching a mass hysteria from going to a ball game. That to me is also a positive too.
And when you look at that, I think we had talked about in the steakhouse, you didn't really have a chance to sell to groups. You didn't have a chance to come out with a promotional schedule. We're just kind of just swinging from the hip. It's like, forget the date, or like June 14th. Well, season starts in 3 weeks. How much can you really do as far as planning promotional nights and trying to get advance tickets? So, yeah, crowds are going to be down, but at least there are actual people there, not cardboard cutouts.
Yeah, like the Dodgers and the one of Tommy Lasorda behind home plate, just sitting there in the seats. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird because I keep looking over here to my left is the Mets Braves game, and I keep catching myself doing this because I keep thinking I'm seeing people. I'm not seeing, but I'm seeing cardboard people. It's like I'm like, wait, that's not wait. And then I actually found unearthed, and I don't know how I found this. It was a fluke. I found every team's, I guess you call it, it'd be every team's file of every Major League Baseball team's file of crowd noise, music, all that stuff that they have to use. Every team's got their own show they have, and I found somehow, some way in the search, I stumbled into this page of somebody that had all access to all the like the chants of each team and the crowd noise for each place. And that's crazy. Hearing that nonsense, hearing it last night was just so bizarre to hear music and noise, and there ain't nobody there. It's crazy. That's the weird part, man. At least the association doesn't have that.
I was a little disappointed in the LA game because I do like listening to their organ player out there, because their organ player will play like some current hits, but they'll do it in an organ style, and it's pretty neat to listen to. And frankly, I didn't hear much of that last night. The part I got a kick out of, though, as far as a cardboard cutout, was the guy that wears a fedora behind home plate with the radar gun that's been there forever.
Yeah.
Cardboard cutout. I thought that was a neat touch.
Yeah, I watched part of that. Then after they got up pretty good, I kind of walked away. But I wonder how many celebrity cutouts they used. But because the last time I was there would have been 2000 and this is 20, so 2000, probably about 2014 or so. I was there, and I actually went to opening day in 2012. But one of the times I was there, Courtney Cox was there, sitting about 2 rows to my left and four seats to my left and 2 rows down. And that time she was with that Arquette character she was married to, I guess. I guess she's still with him, but but she was sitting right down there, and she's a little bitty thing. She was in, and I'm realizing that that what Dodger Stadium is, you have a chance to see a celebrity, and at least on TV last night there were cardboard cutouts and some, so it's kind of cool.
Yeah, I noticed Mary Hart behind who played.
Yeah, that was.
I didn't see one of Larry King, but I did see Mary Hart.
I saw that. So all good. So yeah, are you? How much are you watching the association? Do you watch every night, or do you watch the replays? Or
I mean, between going to live games, it does kind of cut into my time watching the association. But when I'm home and resting, relaxing, I'll do the thing where I'm flipping between games on the TV sites. So I haven't found it closely. We're going to crank out a show every week, so I got to follow someone.
Yeah, it's true. It's kind of like I don't have to. I mean, I kind of glance in, but I mean, I don't spend as much time. But yeah, it's wild. But I mean, hey, we got some good news. We got the Royals practicing there at the T-Bone Stadium. So that's kind of cool. I mean, that's gives us something, man. It gives something to kind of to do. But what are you gonna do? So any tailgating plans this weekend?
Well, it's almost Texas hot up here this weekend.
So yeah, I saw that.
I put a little damper on that, but I'm not sure what I'm doing with my Saturday night yet. And Sunday, I'm sure I can find a game that seems like everybody plays on Sunday afternoon.
It's just your 2-day summer. Is that what it is? 2 days of 90 degrees.
Right. And then, of course, I got to do all that prep work for the show on Monday. I mean, with the great Dan Vaughan on, I got to be on top of my game.
Yeah, I'm sure I have a lot to offer the show. Not much probably. I don't know what I'm going to offer. you got the one guy one of the 6 guys whose team's not playing, but I'll try to be as engaging as possible. I'm sure I can find something to say. I don't know what. Maybe we can talk.
We can always go into story mode too.
That's true. It's true. We can do that. We'll figure it out. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Big on this week, the association on Monday night, and yeah, he messaged me last week. I'm here. I got plenty of time to do the show, no problem. So anytime you guys want me, I'm all there, man. I'm all there. So yeah, I saw that. I saw your column this week. So you're gonna get your wish to what would you think the chances are of the Saints playing at home?
I think they're getting less and less with every day.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to settle for playing in front of 250 people. But, Sean made that bold prediction of August 4th. So I don't know if there's any smoke behind the fire there. I talked to Chris Schwab yesterday. He didn't seem as optimistic about it. So,
yeah, I haven't
they've
heard
got
anything.
guys at third part too.
Yeah, I haven't heard nothing. I nothing I've heard at all. But my wife said this Minnesota cooler. My chat's not working on my screen, but Minnesota cool here, high of 93. Break out the sweaters. She also said walking across downtown Winnipeg at 2 a.m. because their taxis and Ubers suck is another memory she will cherish. I guess one of those things. Oh, I was talking about the things that I'll never take for granted. She's not going to take taxis for granted. I got you. Yeah, you've been to Winnipeg, haven't you?
I have not gone to Winnipeg yet. I need to just haven't gotten around to it.
Just realize that if you have to take the local transport, Uber is impossible because they don't have it, and the cabs are a racket. So they don't even get me started. That whole story. That's a story for another time, their place. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the show this week in the association. So we're taping on Monday. When's that show going to drop, you think?
Well, we'll BS our way through it on Monday, and then you'll drop it on Tuesday morning. That seems to be the routine now.
Cool.
So that way, with doing it on Monday, we can review the previous week. We got our players of the week to talk about, and then we can preview the week ahead.
Yeah, I didn't even see
you can tell us about how great all those T-Bones are playing in the association right now.
They're doing that. They're doing that. I didn't see who the player of the week was. I saw the picture. They announced a player, or what happened?
Well, what happened last week? Mike Devine got pitcher of the week.
I saw that. I had that on my show, T-Bone show.
And
even had video of it.
The league gave it to Drew Ward of Fargo, who had like 2 homers, 8 RBIs, and hit like maybe 375.
Okay.
We gave it to Chesney Young. Chesney Young hit 556 for the week.
Yeah, I didn't quite understand all that. I didn't really see official release. I don't know what. I saw the release from the Saints about Devine, but I didn't see anyway. It was crazy. How about this though? Listening to the last 2 weeks, I've listened to the 1,000th win and the final game of 17. It's a lot of St. Paul Saints listening to. And I'd forgotten some of the guys that come through there, but you can see foreshadowing the building that George was doing and Joe was doing. It's kind of crazy. That 17 game, the last one of the season, when those two teams met again in the 18 season, and then St. Paul was the last team standing into the 19 season. How about that crazy storyline for you?
Yeah, the St. Paul seems to be the foil for a lot of really good Kansas City memories.
Yeah, well, we were. Yeah, that's true.
Like the Washington Federals or something.
Yeah, the Washington Generals. Yeah, the ones that play the Globetrotters. That's very funny. Very funny. Very funny. Well, I'm glad you popped on, mate. I wish I was having a beer with you at the at the pub, or actually, wish I was getting the what's that thing? Yes. Are they open?
Oh yeah. That popped up on my Facebook memory too. About from it was like a year ago last week.
They had a beer there. Remember the one that was that sour ale they had there? That some kind of berry sour. I didn't know what brand it was. It was something local, and it was really, really, really good. And they were almost like Gatorade that night. That's how good those were. They were really good. That was a good time. What's that place called?
The Gideos.
Yes. Gosh, the place is. I could drive right to it, or take the Uber right to it, or drive right to it if I had to. I mean, it's just down from down the river from the hotel, but it's a really cool place. That is man. We got. Dang it! I can't wait till 2021.
Oh,
Hope we
no kidding.
hope
I
we
mean, that's
have.
the stuff I miss. It's not really about the games as much as it is just the camaraderie that we all have in our various forms of media. I know if Casey's coming to town, great. I get to catch up with Dan Vaughan. If Cleburne's coming up, well, I better be on my toes. Brad Allred's in town. If
Yep.
Jack Michaels is coming to town, it's great. It's going to be Jack Michael's story hour.
Yeah. Well. Good to see Sean out there. Speaking of St. Paul, Sean Aronson did a little drive by there. Yeah. It's just weird. It's a whole. Again, watching opening day. MLB opening day today is bizarre. I mean, it's like tonight when we're taping we're not taping, we're shooting, we're doing live at about 30 minutes talking baseball Australia. And it's opening day, but it's not really opening day. It's just bizarre. The whole thing is just the whole thing is bizarre. And then it's July. We're only a month into the American Association season, all that. So all good. Man, I miss you, mate. I'm glad you're doing well, though.
To me, the MLB stuff has gotten way too political.
Just play the game. Let's play the game already, and let's just have some games and something I don't have to talk about. I mean, something I don't have to worry about. Is I can turn the game on and I can enjoy the game for a few minutes, and
it's supposed to be our that's supposed to be our escape from reality, not a reminder of it.
Yeah, you're right. You're right on about that. All right, mate, I'm going to let you go so I can get out of here and get ready for Australia. Hey, I'm glad you jumped on. You jump on. Well, I'll see you Monday. I'll be on with you Monday, but you better get on there more often.
When Mom tells me I need to get on, I don't have my own mom anymore, so I got to listen to everyone else's mom. So,
hey,
do what Mom tells you to.
I'm glad. It's like she said, she's glad somebody minds her because no one else apparently does. I don't know what that means. I was always well behaved. Just kidding. All right, mate. Good to see you, bud.
Right.
See you, Kevin. All right, bud. There he is, Kevin. Kevin Luco, right there, my good mate. He's up in the Twin Cities, just south of there, and he is out doing his thing around. Covers baseball. Does a great job. I'm going to be on their show on Monday. This week in the American Association, their podcast. He and my mate Rob Paneer, I'll be on their show on Monday. And he was on my steakhouse show 2 weeks ago. And so always good to have good mate, just a good guy. What's so cool about this business I'm in, for you folks that aren't baseball people, you folks I've known from TCA or from Texas Tech or from wherever, one of the great things is the relationships you make along the way. And so far, just today, doing this show, we've had stop-ins from folks around the world that I've met through this journey of sport, this journey of baseball. I mentioned Sean Aronson, Adam Dodd is in Sydney, just a phenomenal guy, over there. And then, I mentioned I'm doing a show with Paul Morgan in a few minutes. I mean, just the opportunity to meet great people. And then you got mates like Kevin. It's just so cool to meet people like that. And just it's not so much the call of the games are great, but it's the relationships you build. And I think that's kind of the way it is in anything. The journey along the way, that journey is part of it, what you actually do in the journey. But I think the best part of the journey is the folks you meet. Those folks you meet along the way and those stories you tell. And so I'll leave you guys at that here on a virtual happy hour for Friday. Back with you again, normal time. Well, we were a little early today, about 15 minutes early. Back at 5 o'clock on Monday. We'll look back and figure out what the weekend was. Maybe not. I shot a video for my cooking channel. We'll see. We'll just kind of chat. The wife and I will be maybe on the patio. It depends what the heat is like out in Texas. It's been pretty warm. So whatever the case, I guarantee you this on Monday, I will have me a cold adult beverage. How about that? All right. Good to see everybody out there. Dan and KC just checked in as well. Sorry the chat wasn't working, guys. Do apologize for that. Again, see you guys on Monday at 5 o'clock Central. You can follow me on YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram as well. Of course, you're following me right now on Facebook. You can check this show out on YouTube on my Dan Vaughan broadcaster channel. Also, my cooking channel is up. It's the Broadcaster Can Cook. I didn't load these in today, so I'll have to share them on Monday to you. And of course, Twitter. I'd love to have you guys follow me on Twitter as well and Instagram. I jump on there now and then as well. So didn't put those logos in today, but I will on Monday because I got to change this all out and roll to our second show here in a few minutes. So have a great rest of your Friday. Have a great weekend as well. Enjoy opening day wherever you are. Hope your team wins. Blessings to you all. Virtual hugs, everybody. Love to everybody. Miss y'all. Please be kind to those folks next to you and show some empathy, show some love. And remember that love is the answer, okay? So remember that, all right? Sounds like some kind of song, doesn't it? All right, here we go. Let's put the close up. Let's roll the close, and we'll see you guys on Monday. Have a great weekend, everybody. See you later.